Hello, my name is Simon Day, co-author of the TV Delusion. I'd just like to take a few moments of your time today to tell you a little bit about the second edition of our book, which came out just a few days ago. But before I do that, and mainly for the benefit of the people who haven't read the first edition, I'd just like to give you an overview of the book. Imagine, if you will, that everything that you know about the world is written down in front of you on a piece of paper. There you'd find not just what you know about your country, its history and its place in the world, but also everything about all other countries too, and even everything about yourself. For want of a better word, we will call this your narrative. That's the story you tell yourself about the world and your place in it. The first obvious question is, where does this narrative come from? Some things, of course, come from your direct experience, such as what you ate for breakfast this morning, your job, your friends, your social interactions, and so on. But for the vast majority of us, the biggest chunk of it comes from the TV. And this leads us to question how much of this is true and how much is false. Now, there are many books out there which attempt to answer these questions, and in doing so will give you their own version of the truth. The TV Delusion is not one of these books. It's not our aim to preach our version of truth to the reader, but more to give the reader the necessary set of tools to be able to go and work out what's true and false for themselves. Once armed with the know-how, we believe that the best arbiter of the truth is always oneself. While we were doing the research for our book, it came to our attention that the idea of getting to the truth was more important for some people than it was for others. What we noticed was that there was a certain set of behavioural characteristics associated with those who were engaged in truth-seeking, and that there was a second set which tended to crop up when we were trying to distance ourselves from the truth. Of course, in many cases it matters very little whether what we believe is true or false. But in some cases, the false beliefs of the many can have a devastating effect on the lives of others. Notice that in these cases, the potential for self-deception is often a lot stronger, and where that occurred, we notice an increased emotional state in the subject. As far as we're concerned, knowing the truth about ourselves and the world around us is one of the key goals of the human race. So when we came across the fact that many of us were actively engaging in false narratives, this came to us as quite a shock. It was this shock which provided us with the necessary impetus to explore the reasons behind this common but perplexing behaviour. This took us on a journey through psychology and philosophy, and even led us to question the very nature of truth itself. The result is our own unique insight into the true reason for our desire for self-deception, and we do hope that our findings will be something that will resonate with you. Saying all this makes our book sound a bit like a psychology textbook, but in reality nothing could be further from the truth. Everything we have to say is explained in terms of simple examples, most of them with simple role play based on conversations we've either had ourselves or we've seen others have. You don't need any specialist knowledge or understanding to follow what we're saying. An open mind is all that's required. So, what's new in the second edition then? Well, first of all, we felt that there are one or two areas which could benefit from a little extra depth and clarity, so we spent some time working on them. Secondly, there are one or two extra subject areas which we felt it good to touch on, and these were ones which we felt segued nicely with what's already in the book. We feel that the changes and additions that we've made to the book really improve it, and we hope you'll agree with us. As for the release itself, we wanted to start off by doing a second Android EPUB release. After that, it'll be available in print and also on Kindle too. The Android version is already available, and everyone who purchased the first edition can go back onto the Smashwords website again and download the second edition for free. Easy to find the book by just typing the TV Delusion into Google, but just in case, I'll provide some links in the description box below. Joe and I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who bought the first edition of the book, especially for those of you who provided feedback. Your feedback has been immensely helpful for us in preparing the second edition. Right now we're both working as hard as we can on the print version, and we'll provide another update as soon as we know more about when it will be available. Okay, that just about wraps it up. Please be sure to share this video and also make sure you've clicked on subscribe below. Thanks for watching.